Worlds Without End. This is a nighttime piece and kind of a little bit different from some of my other pieces. I think the inspiration for this actually goes back to the summer when I was about 13 years old. I lived in this little town, Iona, Idaho, and I had a bet with one of my good friends that summer to see who could sleep outside the most nights during that summer. And I won. I think I slept out 87 nights that summer. Most of them were just in my backyard in a sleeping bag, laying on the lawn. But I remember night after night looking up at the night sky, and there's something about that experience that kind of changes you. It affected me. Even as a 13-year-old, it made me think kind of deeper thoughts, my place in this universe, and, what's out there and why am I here and what's this all about? And I kind of transferred some of those feelings to this painting. I imagined Jesus experienced the same thing. There's kind of a companion piece to this image called Just for a Moment, and it shows Jesus as a little boy with his mother laying under the stars, and she's pointing up and kind of explaining all of it. And this piece, Worlds Without End, I imagine him reflecting on that and looking out at the universe and maybe contemplating his role in the creation and just what it's all about. Something about being under the stars makes me think of things in a much more expansive way. And I suspect Jesus experienced some of those same things, looking at the wonders of the heavens. So I would recommend that to everyone. Try that sometime. Just gaze into the night sky and see if it doesn't change the way that you think about things. We have a book in our great room, a coffee table book. It's a giant book. I think it's called The Cosmos. And one of my favorite pages in this book, the whole thing is a book of photographs. I think most of them from the Hubble telescope, and it's just extraordinary. But one shot is an image where the Hubble telescope focused, I think, for 11 days on a little spot in the sky. And it would be no bigger than your little fingernail if you held it at arm's length. That's smaller than the size of a full moon. So this was a little piece of sky that they weren't familiar with. Nothing had been discovered there. It was like a void. But they trained the telescope on this spot for 11 days, so a very long exposure. And then when they developed it, they discovered there were 10,000 galaxies in that little spot. Not 10,000 stars, 10,000 galaxies. And in this book, there's a full page photograph from that shot. And it's just remarkable to me. And it can make you feel very, very small when you try to comprehend space in that way. But it can also make you feel kind of amazing, that perhaps all this was created for a reason, and maybe we were part of that reason. So again, it's a great experience gazing at the heavens. It's affected me, and it's something I recommend to everybody.